What's up, everybody? Davey here, and I actually have a lot to talk about today, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So, if you haven't seen my last video, it was the curious stain on the ceiling. One day, I just noticed that there was weird, like, brown gunk on my ceiling. I was like, has that always been there? Did that just show up recently? I was like, how have I never noticed it before? Anyways, I tried scrubbing it, I tried spraying it with bleach, I painted over it, it still looked like shit. But in that video, my little sister said we should go back and look at your previous videos and see if we can notice if the stain was there or not. That way we know, has it been here all along, or did it just now appear? So I did that. I went back and looked at one of my older videos, a bunch of them actually, until I found one that showed the ceiling, and I slowed down the video, and it was pretty blurry, but I could tell it wasn't there. And then I remembered what I said in my video, the one titled, like, Getting Serious, where I talked about, people saying that my house is haunted and whether or not I believed it. Because in that video, I said, when something weird does happen, I'm not just going to be like, whatever. I'm going to actually investigate and look at it seriously and find out if there's any other explanation besides a paranormal one. And so I did exactly that. I was like, okay, what is right above my room? Because I always thought that mom's room was right above mine, but it turns out my little brother Matt, his room is right above mine, and his window is right above my window. And I found what was causing the weird gunk on my ceiling. So yeah, his window is right above my window, and I found out his air conditioner has been leaking water, and it leaked onto his floor and through my ceiling. So mystery solved, case closed. It was just the air conditioner. So the mystery of the weird gunk on my ceiling is solved, but then I realized it didn't just solve one mystery, it solved two. Because if you remember right before Mother's Day, I uploaded a video about a weird puddle that was on my floor. Like, I was outside and I came in and there was a weird puddle of water on my floor, and I didn't know how it got there. Well, now I realized it was the same thing with the air conditioner. It was just leaking, and I guess it leaked onto my floor. So, two mysteries solved. But wait, there's more. A third mystery solved. So, after the bird died, you know, that whole video where I found the dead bird outside and Sophie got really upset, I had a serious talk with my mom where I basically was just like, I don't want to freak you out, but weird things have been happening. And I finally got her to sit down with my little brother Matt and be very serious and firm. And she was basically like, I won't be mad, but you need to tell me, are you pulling pranks? Are you messing around? Are you moving stuff, trying to scare your brother? And finally got the answer. He did move. He did move the High Five Ghost plushie. That was one of the first weird things that happened, where Mom and Sophie and I went to the store, and when we came back home, this was in the middle of my room on the floor. And I thought it was him this whole time, but I was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he's saying it's not him, and I want to believe him. And everyone thought it was weird, and I was like, okay, well, if there's no other explanation, then I guess maybe there's some paranormal activity going on. But guess what? It was him all along, and I knew it. So now that's three mysteries solved. The gunk on my ceiling was from the air conditioner, the water on the floor was from the air conditioner, and the High Five Ghost plushie moving by itself, it was my little brother Matt pulling a prank. So, three cases closed, and so I was actually like, because you know, in my last video, I was getting a little freaked out because someone commented on the bird video saying that they are a paranormal researcher and they've been watching my videos and they think my house might be haunted. So I was getting pretty freaked out. But now, It's like, okay, these three weird things happened, but I found the logical explanation for all three of them. So, on one hand, I was a little relieved, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, at the same time, I felt a little sad or disappointed because I love horror movies so much, and part of me, and I know people are probably going to be like, seriously, but part of me was actually kind of excited and intrigued, thinking that there's a possibility that my house was actually haunted and there was some ghostly activity going on. I know that probably makes me sound like a total idiot, because it's like, dude, you don't want ghosts haunting your house, it's bad, it's scary, demons, blah blah blah. But like, I watch so many horror movies that sometimes I just feel numb to it. Like, I rarely get scared anymore watching horror movies. So, I don't know. Those few days of being like, oh my gosh, is my house, like, is my house haunted? Is that a possibility? Because I've never had anything weird or supernatural happen to me, so it was kind of exciting while it lasted. Um, but anyways, like I said, I was feeling sad, a little disappointed that you know, I found logical explanations for all the weird things going on, but to be fair, there are still weird things that have happened that I don't have a solid explanation for, like the crosses falling or the night terrors, but I guess you could probably come up with some explanations for like the night terrors, they're not common, but nightmares are, so you could just be like, oh, it was a nightmare. Or the cross is falling, it could be like it was the wind or your brother's playing another prank. But there are a few things that have happened where I'm still like, it's kind of weird and I don't have a logical explanation for. But, anyways, after I was feeling down about figuring out that my house isn't haunted, probably, I decided to do some research. I was gonna research my town in this area and find out if there's any weird things that have happened in the past or if there's any areas that are haunted. But, and this part's crazy because I had planned on doing that research. I hadn't gotten around to it, but it was something that I had thought about, wanted to do, thought it could be cool for the channel, but I didn't get around to it. And then, our neighbor right across the street, they moved to Florida recently, and they got rid of so much shit. So one day, my neighbor sets out more stuff they're getting rid of, and it's this big stack of Nancy Drew mystery books, like vintage Nancy Drew mystery novels. And they are old looking. Like, I'm gonna go out into the kitchen in a minute because I think that's where my mom put them. I'll go out there and show the camera so y'all can see. But like, there's some old school books, and when Mom and I saw them, we were both like, these are probably worth a pretty penny. Um, I know I sound super old saying that, but legit, I was like, these are really old school looking, and they're probably worth something. So my mom and I were both curious and wanted to find out if you know, if they were really antiques and if they were really worth anything. So my mom starts calling bookstores in our area. A couple of them are like, no, we're not interested, or no, we don't buy books, blah, blah, blah. So she called around a couple places, weren't interested, or whatever. Then she calls this place, and I think they're called the Olympian Bookstore or like the Olympic Bookstore, something like that. And she calls, and they're interested. They want to see them. So then my mom and I are Googling this place to try to see how far away it is and look for directions and everything. So we Googled the Olympian bookstore or whatever it's called. And legit, like, some of the first things that pop up on Google is like bookstore haunted, the Olympia bookstore hauntings, YouTube videos of people like going and exploring and investigating in this supposedly haunted bookstore. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what are the odds? I was literally about to look up, local haunted places or try to find out, has anything weird happened in this town? Are there any haunted locations that I could go to and explore? And we didn't. Like, I didn't look up haunted places, it literally just came to me. Like, it literally fell on my lap because we were looking to look for a bookstore to see if anyone was interested in these books, and literally Google search like the Olympia bookstore, and it was like articles, videos, all these different things about the history of the Olympia bookstore, the haunted bookstore, the hauntings of this bookstore. So I was like, boom, blown away. And immediately I was like, I want to go there and I want to check this place out and I want to film it. And everyone, you know my mom, how she is. She's a very Christian woman. So it did take a lot of convincing because she was really scared and didn't want to go. But I did it. And tomorrow we are going to the haunted bookstore, and I am filming that shit. You better believe it, ladies and gentlemen, and they, thems, and everyone in between. I'm just so thrilled and excited and nervous. And it's super funny, and it's ironic that in one of my last videos where I talked about is my house haunted, I said I do believe in hauntings and ghosts, but I don't believe that stuff happens in small towns like mine. So it's just hilarious to me that shortly after that video, I find out that there's like an infamous bookstore that's really close by that is haunted, allegedly, apparently. But yeah, I'm just so stoked to find out about this bookstore. I'm going to try to ask the people who work there if they know anything, if they can tell me anything. I don't know if they're gonna be okay with me filming and bringing my camera in there and getting all up in their face and be like, hey, can you tell me some fun facts? Have you ever had any weird things happen to you here? I'm going to try though. I'm worried that like I'm hyping up this video and then it's just gonna be me walking around the place. I'm like, yep, these are some books. Yep, there's an old lady over there reading something. It could be a really cool video. It could be a really lame video. So I guess we'll have to see what tomorrow holds. I'm thirsty again. Anyways, I was saying I should probably go look at those Nancy Drew books now before I forget because I'm getting super tired and I don't want to forget to include that. Holy mother of fuck. That is our dryer. It is loud as fuck, and every time the clothes are finally dry, it makes that loud, obnoxious fucking noise and scares the shit out of all of us. Anyways, these are the books that I was talking about. Nancy's Mysterious Letter, The Clue of the Broken Locket, The Clue of the Black Keys, The Scarlet Slipper Mystery. These do look old as fuck. The Hidden Staircase, I know that one is like a classic, like that is an iconic story of Nancy Drew. I have never even read any Nancy Drew books, but I have heard about The Hidden Staircase. The Haunted Attic, The Vanishing Shadow, The Ghost in the Gallery. Okay, that actually looks like it's in pretty good quality, but just judging from the outside, they look pretty damn old.